Here are some interesting facts that sound completely fake but are absolutely real. Let's start with a daytime literally skipped in America. In 1971, the residents of Sitka, Alaska, experienced something that sounds like a sci-fi script. October 17th happened twice. Now, how is that possible? Well, Alaska was officially moved from one side of the international dateline to the other. So, people in Sitka went to sleep on a Friday night and woke up on Friday morning again. Imagine the confusion. Schools had to repeat their lessons. Bars got to stay open for an extra night, which I'm sure some people enjoyed. If your birthday was on that day, you got to celebrate it twice. Technically, some people aged 2 full days overnight, at least on paper. Time didn't break or glitch. But for one very specific day, in one very specific place, it bent the rules we all live by. Next, we have the unbelievable story of the man who survived not one, but 2 atomic bombs. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, and in 1945, he was on a business trip in Hiroshima when the first atomic bomb was dropped. He was just a few kilometers from ground zero but somehow survived the blast. Injured but alive, he made his way back home 3 days later. His home was in Nagasaki. The very next day, the second atomic bomb was dropped, and once again, he was near the epicenter. And once again, he survived. Yamaguchi went on to live a long life, passing away at the age of 93. The Japanese government officially recognized him as the only person known to have survived both atomic bombings. Statistically, the odds of his survival are so low they're practically zero. Yet, it happened. From human survival to a mystery of nature, let's travel to Poland, to a place known as the Crooked Forest. Here, hundreds of pine trees have a very strange feature. They all grow normally for a few inches, then suddenly bend at a sharp 90-degree angle, curve for several feet, and then shoot straight up toward the sky again. The most bizarre part is that no one knows why. Theories range from human interference, like someone intentionally shaping the trees, to strange gravitational or magnetic anomalies in the area. What we do know from forestry records is that this bizarre deformation started at the exact same height and in the exact same year for all the trees, 1930. The rest of the forest, just feet away, is completely normal. Only this one section bends, and to this day, nobody has ever definitively explained how or why. Now let's talk about a number the US government refuses to use. On the vast network of American interstate highways, you will not find an Interstate 666. Why? It's not a coincidence. There used to be a US Route 666, and it earned the ominous nickname the Devil's Highway. The accident rates along this stretch of road were unusually and consistently high. Road signs for Route 666 were constantly being stolen, presumably for a souvenir. Many drivers reported feeling a sense of extreme anxiety or dread while traveling on it. Whether it was superstition or something else, the reputation stuck. In 2003, the government officially decommissioned the number and renamed the highway to US Route 491. No official reason was given for the change, but it seems sometimes numbers and the beliefs we attach to them matter more than we might admit. Have you ever heard a sound that wasn't there? Your brain can actually create them all by itself. For most people, it's something simple, like hearing a faint melody in the hum of a fan. This phenomenon is called auditory pareidolia. It's your brain trying to find patterns in random noise, filling the silence. But in rare, documented cases, it gets much more extreme. People have reported hearing entire symphonies, complex conversations, or clear voices with no external source. One of the most fascinating cases involved a woman who reported hearing a radio broadcast in her head that perfectly matched a real station, but she heard it before it actually aired. Doctors confirmed it. Her brain was somehow simulating sound with frightening accuracy. It's a stark reminder that our perception of reality doesn't always come from the outside. Imagine a town that paid its own people to leave. Welcome to Centralia, Pennsylvania. In 1962, a fire was started in a coal mine seam beneath the town. And it's still burning today. For years, residents lived with the consequences. Toxic gases like carbon monoxide seeped into their basements and homes. The ground became unstable, with massive sinkholes opening up without any warning. Eventually, the situation became so dangerous that the US government stepped in and funded a massive relocation program, paying nearly the entire town to move away. Only a handful of residents refused to leave and held on. Geologists estimate the underground fire has enough coal to burn for another 250 years. The town of Centralia still exists on the map, but it's a ghost of its former self, a modern-day Pompeii smoldering from below. Finally, we have a photograph that simply shouldn't exist. In 1964, a man named Jim Templeton took his daughter on a day out in Cumbria, England. He snapped a few photos of her sitting in a field. When he got the film developed, one of the photos was deeply disturbing. Standing directly behind his daughter was a figure that looked for all the world like a person in a white spacesuit. Jim was certain no one else was there. There was no photo editing back then, and no possibility of a double exposure. The film was sent to Kodak for analysis by experts. Their conclusion? The image was authentic and hadn't been tampered with. The Solway Firth spaceman, as it's now known, has never been explained. To this day, it remains one of photography's greatest and most unsettling mysteries. The world is full of facts that sound fake, stories that challenge our understanding of what's possible. But as we've seen, sometimes truth doesn't need to make sense to be real. If you enjoy digging into strange facts like these, consider subscribing. Because as it turns out, reality is often far stranger than fiction. Thanks for watching.